In Finn's office, Steffi can't get over Xander choosing Finn as his doctor. She wonders if he came back to stir up trouble. Finn argues he had to pull it out of the guy. Steffi insists Thomas wasn't responsible for Emma's death. She tells Finn that Thomas is her brother and he needs to support him. Finn feels they can't ignore Xander's accusations. Steffi says Emma's accident was not her brother's fault. She believes Thomas and the police. Steffi explains that Xander went to the cops after Emma died, and they determined that Thomas was not responsible. "You're my husband, Finn. You need to understand that." In the design office, Thomas tells Hope he just wants to be with her, so he can wait. She smiles. They go over the ring being next to her heart where it belongs. Thomas will focus on making her happy and teases they could be even happier as husband and wife. He assures her he knows she's not ready to marry him yet. Hope looks at the ring and thinks. She tells Thomas she hates to disappoint him. Thomas reassures her and reiterates that she's the only woman for him. They kiss. In the main office, RG speaks to Luna, who is distracted. She's thinking about her mom and wondering how the date with Bill is going. She muses, who knows? Maybe Bill could be the one who changes her life forever. RG thinks she's expecting a lot for the first date. He warns that Bill has quite a history with the ladies. Luna asks if she should be worried. RG is sure that Poppy can handle herself. Luna sighs. She's always felt bad for her mom that her dad wasn't in the picture. Luna thinks Bill seems like a nice enough guy. He's successful. She muses that if Bill really did cross paths with her mother all those years ago, maybe he really is her type. At Il Giardino, Poppy confirms that she remembers her time with Bill at the Golden Gate Music Fest. It was a wonderful time she hasn't forgotten, or ever will. Poppy eats something all-natural guaranteed to put a smile on her face and take the edge off of her nervousness. She smiles, much like your scotch. Bill wants to go back to that night all those years ago, a chance encounter that turned into something more. Poppy doesn't want to put him on the spot, but she never heard from him again. You never called. Bill swears he wanted to, but back then he was obsessed with work and had no room in his life for anything else. That's a lame excuse, I know. Poppy says it isn't. You had a life to live, and so did I, Bill tells her. I am sorry, Poppy, more than you know. In Finn's office, Steffi tells her husband that she's not concerned about what Xander's saying. She's concerned about Hope using her brother. If she ends it with Thomas, it could be really devastating. Finn agrees it could be a breaking point, but he's more concerned about Hope, who needs to be protected. He rants about the cruel things Thomas has done and Xander being convinced he's responsible for Emma's death. Steffi says what happened to the girl was terrible, but it was an accident. She asks Finn to drop it and pulls him into an embrace. In the main office, RG tells Luna it must have been tough growing up without a father. Luna admits that she often thought about him when she was younger. RG asks if Poppy ever mentioned a name or anything. Luna says no. All she ever told her was that she was conceived out of love. At Il Giardino, Bill tells Poppy that he's been on the Forrester website and is very impressed with Luna. Poppy is proud and gushes about how hard she worked to get there. She shares that Luna didn't have the happiest childhood since her father wasn't in her life. Bill's sorry to hear that and thinks the guy must have been a total jerk. Poppy says he wasn't. He had no idea that she was pregnant. Bill thinks Luna is exceptional and that any man would be proud to call her his daughter. In the design office, Steffi tells Thomas she needs to talk. It's about Xander. Xander Avant. She reveals that he's back in Lede, in Finn's office, and freaked out when he found out she was his wife. Thomas asks why she's bringing this up. Steffi says he hasn't forgotten about what happened on Mulholland. He told Finn that he thinks you're responsible for Emma's death.